Hello, everybody. Welcome to ToV Live. And no, Joe, I don't have your microphones unmuted yet, and nobody can see you yet. But that'll change. That'll change. Hello, everybody. How's it going? It is Valhalla time. Welcome to the ToV live stream tonight, everybody. Kind of a special edition tonight, a special edition / update thing, considering everything that's going to be happening this weekend and considering what has been announced today that we can finally talk about. I decided this Thursday night we're going to give the update for all the Discord information that we just got like a minute ago. Thanks, Chris.
Seconds ago.
But we're going to show everything that that Avalon Hill's shown us on Discord, aka or via Chris and Patrick, and yeah, through Discord, all the information, some really nice miniatures. I love these things. Can't wait to explore those tonight with you all. Welcome to the ToV live stream. I am Ryan, Tales of Valhalla. Above me is Joe, aka Joe Crazy. Over there to my left, right, whatever, in the corner is Jeremy the Elysium, and by my side here is Ben NK plus Ultra. Welcome to the live stream, guys, tonight. Glad to have you with me tonight.
It's a pleasure as always.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have some. Well, we got some things to talk about. Let me tell you, it's it's down crazy. Should I just talk about the announcement right away? Or should I say that for later? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've got like a few screenshots of that. And and let's see here. Undamped says, the Bear Knight has a jacket. Yes, we're going to get into that. Undamped, we're going to be getting into that in a second.
I know. Jacket time.
First, I don't know what I'm on tonight. Nothing. I ate a pizza. That's it. And
something on that pizza.
Well,
Ryan's going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I think the different. I did have some ginseng. I have ginseng in my energy drink. I don't know if that's the best combination in the world. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
Open mind.
And I also even more excited for this Saturday with the announcement earlier. Yes, and we want to talk about that. And how about we just dive into that first? Let me get, because I have a few screenshots here. So Discord watch party Saturday 10/1 2:15 p.m. Exclusively on Discord. I mean, they're gonna have if I remember this correctly, they're gonna have a stream on YouTube, but with us as a watch party, it's just going to be specifically on Discord with us.
That is correct.
Then they'll put
it's going to be separate.
Later. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be separate.
Channel,
if you just want to watch us, it'll be on the Avalon Hill, exclusively on the Avalon Hill Discord page.
Right.
But if you want to watch uninterrupted, uncommented, then that's on YouTube.
Right. And then they'll post on YouTube our stuff later. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so watch party, and here let me get the one that I like. All right, Avalon Bill says, we have exciting news. Everyone will be hosting a watch party this Saturday for the Avalon Hill panel at Hasbro PulseCon. Since the panel will be focused on the launch of our Heroscape Age of Annihilation HasLab, we've invited Sir Heroscape, Joe Crazy, 3193, Tales of Valhalla Official, and Majora's Incarnation to join us live, and possibly more, a few more people, to join us live and give us their impressions of the panel as it streams. You will find us in a newly created events channel under the same category at 2:15 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, October 1st. We hope you join in the fun. And there, and Avalon Bill then posted a little bit later, here's the invite link when it becomes or invite link to join the Discord. So I'll put that link if you're watching this on YouTube, on Tales of Valhalla YouTube channel, and even if you're watching this on the ToV podcast, I'll put a link in the description both below, so you can go to Avalon Hill Discord. You might be asking yourself, what is Discord? Just go there, try and figure it out. If you're not computer savvy, get someone who will, and join us. It's going to be a fun time come Saturday when I'm joined with all these guys and then some. to discuss and look over on what we still don't really have much of an idea of what's going to happen. I mean, it's just going to be like
Everything.
surprise.
It's gonna be huge.
It's the entire set, and then we have to react to it. Which I mean,
It's gonna be.
I'm already gonna probably be making a lot of noises anyway. So I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I think I got my reaction kit in the bag.
Are you having practice? I've been practicing with my bros in the bathroom in the mirror. I just go.
Just don't lose your voice. Don't end up with laryngitis.
No.
Don't get sick. You got 48 hours to avoid all sicknesses related to throat, so you can yell as much
That's
as
the
possible.
thing. My son has been sick for the last 2 days. So
No!
I guarantee you, I'm gonna come down with something again. But you know what? It's not gonna matter. It's not. I'll still be able to just go like eek. And
Tell that immune system to just destroy it. You're just like
immune system. I don't have an immune system. What are you talking about? Half of
Oh,
it's been
right,
removed.
right.
My goodness. Anyway, that's being too brutally honest here on the live stream tonight. But yeah, I wanted to just to give just a little bit of background without trying to go against anything that we signed for. But this started back basically just like a week or so, within the week after the trailer launched, I think, how this string of events started for us. Because I mean, we didn't have this group of people getting together to talk about this type of thing because Heroscape was dead. And then we live streamed that Wednesday when the trailer came out, and I made some very bold statements right towards the staff. And Chris commented on one of the live streams on my Tales of How YouTube page, and so I just decided I'm gonna message this man directly. Why not? And asked him a few questions, and voila! I mean, you know, and I guess it pays to be a little bold sometimes, you know.
It does.
And
It does.
Being involved with this, and I mean, I even said earlier today. I mean, it was just them and this whole situation is how, like, TV podcast and how this all came together. I am a filmmaker. I've never done a podcast. I've never invited someone to come on board for a podcast, but somehow it evolved, it worked, and it's a lovely thing. And it's come to this, and hopefully other opportunities in the future. And we're just glad that we can talk about it now with y'all. Out there in the internet land, for sure.
The internet land.
and then
You're old.
screaming about the HasLab for the
I am
next 45
turning
days.
40 this December, yes.
Internet land.
No spring chicken anymore. You know, I remember when having a rotary phone in my room was a very special thing.
No way. A rotary?
A rotary.
Wow. I don't feel like, because I'm 29.
And that's when you can make prank phone calls. That was the time you could make prank phone calls and not get caught because no one had any caller ID.
There's no caller ID.
Exactly.
Wow. Oh my god, that's nuts.
Anyway, that takes me back. What now? It would be 25 years. Yeah, there you go. Takes me back about as old as you guys are. Haha. Okay. Anyway, enough about me and my old man jabbering. Any other thoughts about this, you guys, before we move on to what they showed us on Discord this week?
I just want to say that it's been an honor, and I'm super excited, and this is just as big as these bears. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it's absolute
So-
privilege.
Good one.
For sure.
Nice tie-in. I like that.
Gotta think.
Yeah, I see that segue.
Segue. Oh yeah, my goodness. See, let's see. This is it. I'm
That's
not with it tonight.
He did.
I'm not
He had a
with it
good
tonight.
lead into the
He
next
did.
topic.
He did. I totally blew it. I totally blew it. Joe. I'm sorry.
I should have been more specific. Maybe they don't
No, you
like
gotta
being
do
called
bear.
bears.
I just
You
wanted
gotta
They're
do
just as
bears.
big as the
I just wanted
Ordo,
to-
specialized frost
Ordo
frost
Borealis?
paladins.
old man.
Yeah, right,
Loki
yeah,
is
yeah.
not paying
I
attention
love that.
at all. But
Someone named
Yes.
Aldeburn, maybe.
Okay, let's just take a look real quick. Now I believe this was the first thing.
I just wanted to say one thing first, though.
Right.
Don't be surprised if you see my face on the panel. My name wasn't in the announcement, but don't be surprised if you see it. But also, don't be surprised if you don't see my face. They asked. I was asked also to join, but it was on my end. The paperwork on my end that got jumbled or fumbled, and so it's totally completely my fault. So it's not like they didn't invite me or I wasn't asked to be involved.
Right.
I was, but it was just user error. So I might be there and I might not be there, but I will be there on the live stream, like watching no matter what. So I'll be there with you guys. I'll be in the Avalon Hill Discord party if I'm not like on the panel, but also be there in support of you guys and in support of Heroscape, all the way, 100%.
And we're trying our best to make sure Ben is on with us, but we'll see how it goes. Yes, for sure. Yeah, the complications with things, but yeah.
Right.
You have the community support, Ben.
Yep.
Sure. Thank you guys, and I just want to thank the community too, because I know you guys appreciate what I do, and I appreciate your appreciation for what I do. So just a shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the people who enjoy Heroscape content that any of us put out, but the community is where it's at, and I'm just thankful to have the community support in my endeavors in the Heroscape universe. So thank you guys for sure.
Thank you for being awesome.
Thank you guys. Yes.
All right. Well, without further ado, if I can say that. See, that's my segue.
That's fine. That's
Right.
fine. That works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In the further Ordoro.
Ordo.
Without further ado.
There's a segue. All right, let's bring this up. Okay, I believe this was what was first posted this week. This is Patrick on Monday, right? Posting this. It was a little video clip screenshot, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So it says he starts by saying, and thank you so much, Patrick. I know you listen to the show. I just want to give you a shout out. Yes, thank you for being a sneaky guy in your office space environment. Love it. All right. So he says, it's the last week, so let's have some fun. I'm going to one-up Chris and throw this up here. Boom. Frostclaw Paladins. Now, here's the video. Let me see if I can open this video clip here. Hold on a second. Yep, there it goes. There it is.
Super powered.
Look
polar
at, just
bear.
look. Wait, okay. It won't allow me to.
Ooh.
Okay, here's a question for you guys. Do you think, does it say at all? I know we haven't read it yet, but does it say if they're more like polar bears, if they're more like grizzly bears, like what color version of a bear are we gonna call
I think it's
it?
up to the painter, because
That's nuts.
And that's cool. But and for those of you
you can
watching
totally
this,
paint them.
for those of you watching this on the ToV podcast, go to the Tales of Valor YouTube page so you can actually see the video portion. But we're looking at basically some armor clad with like futuristic armor type bears called Frostclaw Paladins. It's almost like a nod towards Evar Scarcarver, I'd say a bit actually.
Ooh, yeah, actually,
Because
yeah.
Frostclaw, his frost hands.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a nod towards that. But I love his figures, and turns out there's not 3 of those guys. There's not 3 of those guys, and let me just let's see.
Yeah,
here.
we got some.
Not to
I'd
be
say, yeah,
outdone.
bodies.
Yeah, because Chris, of course, notice what Patrick did, and then Chris just like, oh, I got to do so much better. And
Oh yeah, they always gotta keep one-upping on each other.
competition, And so I believe this is what was next. He says, well, for playing this game today, and so he just posted. Actually, there's 4 of these bear paladin things.
Here's the vein venom.
Yes.
That's so
And here is here's that picture here. Let's see about this.
You know what I love about squads in general for Heroscape is that if they were like, oh, this is a cool pose. I like this pose. It's like, oh, it'd be cool if we made it a squad and we can use all these cool poses.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We can use them all.
And there it is. And then I believe, let's see here, there's something he says about these guys, as well as concept art, which, like Sir Heroscape says, concept art doesn't really matter after you see the miniatures, but we'll still look at it anyway. So let's
Yeah.
read this. Does anybody else have an inclination to read it, or you don't mind me reading it?
I'll read it. I don't care.
Go ahead, Joe.
There is a beast in everyone, and it stirs when you put a sword in their hand. Not all that rallied to the banners of the Clockwork Combine were unprepared for battle when it came. While the Vorid peacefully tended their fields in ignorance of pending doom, others sharpened steel and forged armor. They trained for a war they hoped would never arrive and organized into the knightly orders that became the immovable shield wall of the Combine. Each ordo specialized in different techniques of combat, training their aspirants to leverage their natural instincts into martial disciplines of warfare. When the first attack happened on Norkstorma, it was the Frostclaw Paladins that first stood in defiance of the onslaught. With teeth and claws, they protected the Vorid, and in return the Vorid offered the Frostclaw their technology to augment their strength, their speed, and their skill. Now on Valhalla, standing shoulder to shoulder with the mightiest heroes of Jandar's Legion, the Frostclaw Paladins stand in opposition to new enemies, but with the same courage and virtue that made them worthy to call themselves present in the battle of all time.
Yep,
And there's the
nice.
concept art for the Frostclaw Paladins. Yeah, see different poses. And, again, even though it's not as important this time, I would still love for them to make a book of just the concept art.
Oh, yeah.
of things.
No,
it would go
I
great
want
for
a
a lore
book.
book.
Like $20, for like or even $20-$30 for like a thick thing fly. I'd purchase it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, these
Yeah.
drawings, they remind me of like Thorman's journal as well. So like they can
Right.
use these as entries.
I
yeah,
think
for
that's the
sure.
inspiration of them now.
Yeah.
For sure.
And like the pages too look like pages from the journal. Like they look
Yep.
really.
The old
It
effect,
is.
the sketch effect.
And you know what? Now that you mention it, I wonder if that's the nod that they're going for to say that they are going to be continuing the journals.
I hope so.
Mm.
I think it's a
That's
really cool
cool.
thing if they're
I
bringing that
didn't
back.
think about that till literally just right now, but they
Yeah.
could literally take these pictures and use them
Now-
as
Yeah,
like
but-
illustrations for new journal entries. That's it.
So they're concept art, but it's also his drawings of these
Yeah.
characters. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Now-
the one that was doing it. Before.
There's some interesting things that I was just reading here that I think shine some light on these bears. But first, Undamp Pick says on Twitch, hello, bears with Bane's venom. That's interesting because see, notice that they've got tubules, kind of like they get more power, like they need more power. But
Yeah.
like these gauntlets are attached to like a backpack. Maybe that is a Bane type thing to where they're given more strength from these
Super punch.
mechanized things.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, Undamped. I think that might be the case. And it also says with the name that includes the name Frostclaw, I'm assuming that they're polar bears. And and the thing is though, I noticed that the title of this of this photograph of the concept art says Panda Power. So does that indicate that they're actually panda bears? If you're watching this, does that mean that these are actually pandas? Which would make sense for the strength boost, because pandas tend to be, I mean, they're still strong, but they tend to be the gentlest of the bear kind. So what if these are like super, super strength panda bears? But at the same time,
They don't really have that panda bear visual.
Do they look like panda bears though? So I'm confused
Yeah,
then.
you'd be able to tell too.
I don't think they
Yeah.
actually know.
I
I
think
think they're
more
here to
like-
confuse us.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
it might
is,
just be
in
Orion.
Alaska, they have 3 species of bear. Like they have grizzlies, brown bears, and black bears all up there, and then polar
Sure.
bears the further you go up north. All the species are in one general area. So, I personally think, when you buy these characters, you paint what type
Oh,
of bear you want them
Yeah,
to be.
for sure, no problem.
So, if you want to mix species, go ahead. If you want all polar bears, go ahead. I think that's the cool thing. That's why they're called Earth Sids, because they're bear types. So you can I mean, you could probably make them all pandas if you wanted to. Just,
For sure.
your own type
And
of thing.
I mean, in my
But-
mind, I think they look a lot more like polar bears than anything.
I can see like polar bears, and then some some of them grizzlies, things like that, because grizzlies go up north too.
For sure.
So.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that terrible movie, The Golden Compass.
Yeah.
Oh,
I bet the book was better, but the movie was
Yeah.
But-
Books were good. Books are good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I that was the vibe I got as soon as I saw them too. And real quick, in regards to this faction, Dadscaper created these. So
Ah.
I thought that was a little interesting because Doc started the Clockwork Combine and was the one that created the Vorids that we met when they first introduced the faction. So not
cool.
only are they creating their own factions, but the designers are creating within each other's factions as well. So I'm from what I understand, Doc designed the Clockwork Combine, and Dadscaper worked within that aesthetic with the Ursids. So I think that's pretty cool. They're all working together.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
there's gonna be sub factions within factions apparently. So we're gonna have to lots of plans there.
And Undammed Pick is commenting online saying, I buy a Heroscape art book without hesitation, yes. And he also says, I'm thinking Panda Power is a joke because there have been calls for Panda Warriors on Heroscapers for years. And yeah, that's what I'm guessing too. Although, if someone wants to paint them into pandas, I have no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
No problem at all.
I got a comment from my Instagram that I kind of wanted to bring up.
Sure.
I'll just read it out loud. I mean, you can't put it on the screen, but it could bring up, some discussion about this too. But it's from, I hope I'm saying this right, it's Houston Rye Guy. He says, what I'm noticing in these beefy boys are going to overshadow the tiny squads we have with OG, HS, Heroscape. Hope they make smaller ones as well. Also, love me some beefy boys. But I commented back and I said, I think that they're going to overshadow a lot of the figures that are coming out in this new Age of Annihilation, because I said in here that they're modeled after polar bears, and if they are any figures the size of an average human, that they're going to be towered, like these things are going to be huge. And then I also brought up that the Clockwork Combine has been introduced, and I can't imagine those being any bigger than the average size human. So we are getting a mix, but these guys do seem really big.
Yeah, we actually got a
thinking-
hype preview later on, so
Yeah, I have that. Wait a minute.
you got that.
Hold on a second. Let me just bring that up because it's not with other things. It's actually over here. Let me just pull it up real quick, and there you go. See, there's your reference. And like I said, if you're watching this on a ToV podcast, you will not see this, but you see the bear, and then you see this is one of the furry little woodland creatures, which is about half the size of the bear, or maybe a little less than half the size.
Yeah.
And they said the Void are like small 3, small 4. So if an Ursin is twice the size of a Void, I would say like a large 6. So we're probably looking at like somewhat maybe Dumateth size squads and stuff like that,
I would say so.
which will be really. That's what I'm visualizing. But
Because if the board is a 4, then that would make, if it's double, 8. Because 6, Incredible Hulk, I mean, not to bring him into it, but he's a 6 medium, and I think 7 is a step up to large. It might be 8. So
I'm sure they'll make them as large as they gotta make them,
I mean, yeah, bear size.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you gotta beat up the
bear is
Ironclad
large.
somehow. I mean, you got the Hellforged Manticore to punch. So
True, because I think a lot of the Ironclad, which we haven't seen in a while, so
we've only seen one,
and
or one model.
well, 2. Also, the Lich. We saw the Lich Lord.
Yeah.
And both of them look very big, and I'm
Pretty
hoping
big,
the
yeah.
squads are as well. I hope they all are big. So, go big or go home. That's what this, I feel like this is what AOA is all about.
I mean, you saw that spider art. That thing's massive.
Oh, yes.
Wait, which one are we talking about?
The Lich Lord.
Oh, Lich Lord. No. Okay, I don't know.
He's huge.
The Iron Lich Lord is like almost
Oh,
2
yeah.
times. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Lich Lord Visceral. I don't know if the T's silent. I just make it silent. It sounds fancier, but I don't know.
Moving on. Okay, so next day, I believe this was next day. Patrick posts again. Something pretty fun. We get to see our Morrow pirate friend again.
What?
You've seen his feet, so no better time than now to see him from the knees up. One of my personal faves. And let's see here. Undamp says, I missed that height comparison. Okay, Undamp, just because you mentioned it, here, hold on one moment. I'm going to bring it back up. I'll interrupt myself for just a second so you can see it. So stay on. There you go. Okay, I'm going to count to 15 in my head. And then I'm going to take it off, and then I'm going to move on. Okay? So this is for you, Undamped. This is for you. And I'm just going to keep on talking for, like, what I think is... I'm not actually counting 15 in my head because I can't think and talk at the same time. You think that would be a requirement to do a podcast, but no. So, and I think that's about 15 seconds. So there you go, Undamped. There is the ratio of figures. And moving on. All right. So let's go back to this.
Where are these pictures? Oh, okay. I'm seeing other things somewhere else. Sorry, I'm getting very excited.
Okay, Paso. Okay. Oh, okay. Are they?
I'm gonna share it with you guys.
Are they
and then
posting
you can
more
share
pictures?
No, there's something else going on, and people are asking, and they're posting stuff that are not in news and updates, and it's frustrating me. Why do they keep doing this?
What's posting?
So
I'm
I have
scrolling up.
Posted?
because I was looking for the thing that you just posted because I've never seen that. I don't know where that was posted. Where'd you guys find that?
Yeah, that's in the chat. It's in the
See,
chat.
why are they doing that?
The Morrow Pirate?
No, the height comparison. I'm not exactly sure why they're posting stuff that isn't in the news and updates because I miss out on stuff. So
I know,
I'm
lucky I catch it. It because I'm not
so I
paying
figured
attention
I go to the
stuff all the time.
I go to the Heroscapers.com thread with where Capsocrates, Adatar, all of them are posting, and there's 2 images of terrain stuff.
Oh yeah, that was in the chat.
And
as
I'm
well.
gonna get to those in a minute. So
Yeah.
So you know because this is news to me.
Oh, you didn't see the terrain? Oh.
No.
mine's being blown as we speak. Okay, but
they posted in reply. Like people keep asking questions, and then they posted the mess with the chat.
Everybody's just gonna see this Morrow Pirate here on the screen while everybody else is talking in the background. But yes, first officer, Bach. I'm gonna just say Bach Bernah. Okay, Bach Bernah. I know people were saying other things. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna say how I imagined it first in my head. Nasty-minded people you guys are. Bach Bernah. And I think they even said later on in the chat this is probably not going to be its name. But Bach Bernah. Okay. Lovely to meet you. And then here's another like close-up photo of
We got the first sign of Utgar skin color. The Utgar model figure.
And everybody comments the fact that the dude's wearing pants.
Yeah.
And it's more like stitched together type something.
It's an evolution,
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. The Morrow evolved to their scenario, and if they have to survive by becoming pirates, they will wear pants if it requires. All the survival static. So
this Morrow is melee and ranged, which I like a lot. Tournaments like when these come out, it's just not going to be the same.
No.
See, Undamp Pick says, I have been in Joe's corner. I haven't seen the train update yet. Glad you guys do these updates as much as we possibly can because, I am watching my son all day long throughout the week, and sometimes I just casually glance at the Discord, and I'm lucky to get these things sometimes. I really am. I'm just like, oh, I'm glad I caught that. And I just screenshot it and then just download to my phone. Otherwise, it wouldn't come on. But yeah, we'll get to those in a minute. Those aren't the main Discord things. So, but okay, I digress.
Hey, I do agree though with Joe. Like, I'm glad I'm sitting in this, getting updated, like real time too. Because some of the stuff, even from last week, I didn't get a chance to see because it just passes so fast in the Discord chat that you don't get
yeah.
a chance to see it, but you guys brought it
Yeah.
up, and I was like, wow, I'm seeing a lot of this stuff. Like you're seeing me live react to it the first time too, so that's really cool. I'd never seen that.
I try to keep up with it. It's
Well,
pretty.
and
Yeah, it goes pretty quick sometimes.
I'm glad
I'm glad you guys do though. Like I'm glad, like Jeremy, I know you do keep an eye on that,
yeah.
and you've popped up with the most stuff that I've never seen. Like you're
Yeah,
just
I
pulling up all
Hawkeye
these
that
pictures
stuff.
and
Like it's pretty bad. I probably should be doing other things, but no, I'll be staring at that chat, like waiting.
It's not like I'm
So-
doing this type of thing forever, you know. I hope, Chris.
100 years, 100 years, 100 years
Please
escape.
tell me this is over sometime. No, it's okay. No,
No,
I mean, I'm glad that, you know, I find it. So, I mean, sometimes I keep stuff and I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to show it, but I'm glad I have it so people that miss it can see it.
For sure.
Now,
Thank you for that.
Now, let's move on. Okay, so Designer's Notes Day 49. I believe this is the next day, right? Right, yeah, okay.
there's
Yeah.
one more thing, one important thing to talk about with the pirate. Someone asked a question actually in the
ahead.
Discord.
Go ahead.
Someone asked how are the Mario escaping the hive mind, because that's where we left them off of.
And it's a big story
And-
thing.
Yeah, Chris said it's a long story buried deep in the reveals to be told another day. So the Morrow are going to have a part in the story. That's basically what that means for me. They're going to revisit the Morrow
Yes.
just later. So
I'm
keep your
just-
eyes out. So,
I can't wait to see how they're going to be telling this story.
yeah. Right.
As long as it means there's more Morrow, not less Morrow, okay. There
Yeah,
better
it's on
be
the
more
way.
Morrow.
There's a lot of story here, man. There's a lot
I
of
was
story.
gonna say, I know they have a lot of new creatures, a lot of new stuff. It's all fantastic and great, but I will be disappointed if they're not planning for a Morrow lineup. I will be. Even if it's something that makes logical sense or not, I'm still going to be disappointed because I want to see some alternate versions of Morrow or some better versions or deadlier versions. Like Morrow Dividers, they are so hard to get. I want something similar to those, you know, that
Yeah.
people can access and get and have fun with them. Okay, rant done. All right, now let's move on to this. I'm sorry. Did anybody have any thoughts from that before I moved on?
I'm just excited to see how they tell the story.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt
Yes.
anybody if they had a thought. So
You're good.
okay,
You're good.
all right, moving on. Day 49. In Carmine posts, and we have more bears! Yay! It's been a whole week of bears. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Better to
Look at
fight
that, read that.
for something
Oh.
than to live
Okay.
for nothing. What'd you say, Ben?
No, I was about to say I could read that one, but
Oh, go ahead. Do it.
Okay. Better to fight for something than to live for nothing. Extreme ferocity masked behind the calm discipline required to survive another day. Knight Primus Alderburn exemplifies the very training he taught within the Ordo of the Frostclaw. As the very first member of the Frostclaw Paladins to rise to the rank of Knight Primus, Adalburn has displayed his mastery of combat on countless battlefields across both Noxdorma and now Valhalla, pulverizing enemies of the Clockwork Combine with his power maul. Knight Primus Adalburn plows through the ranks of combatants almost effortlessly, focusing his primal strength and resolve on targeted leaders of the enemy forces while smashing aside any would-be defenders foolish enough to stand in his path of destruction.
Mm-hmm. I mean, let me show the concept art first. I mean, this polar bear just looks like a melee guy. You just charge right in the field and just because he's look at this. I mean,
Yeah.
this is almost like this is like a mixture from, like you said, the Golden Compass and Halo with that big sledgehammer thing.
Oh,
they
the
have in
power
it.
hammer,
Yeah,
Power
yeah.
hammer.
My God, can you imagine? I mean, I could just see it right now. And actually, if I ever would animate with this, I would do the same type of effect where you just go boom, and then just guys just fly everywhere. That'd be fun. That'd be absolutely
No,
fun
that would be
he's-
awesome.
to animate.
And he's voiced by Peter Cullen.
Yeah. Ay.
No, I like how in the story there was a lot of theory crafting going on when this character dropped about the part that says He focuses his primal strength and resolve on targeted leaders of the enemy forces. So there was a lot of discussion about being able to like focus on like heroes and stuff like do extra damage to leader characters and stuff like that.
That'd be
And I'm like,
sick.
imagine being able to like you have your person with the Roman legionnaires and moving all the warlords, and then you got this bear that smashes the warlords down. Like it's like, yeah, do that bonding because you thought you was
Yeah.
gonna win with that. And this bear just runs up and beats the leaders up.
Because usually there's a lot of, you know, when you're playing Heroscape, there's a lot of this thing can take out squads, this thing can shoot the squads, but there really isn't anything like, you know, hero on hero action that really,
like
you know,
focusing on-
encourages it. Yeah.
Or like if this character has bonding or something like that, does extra, you roll extra attack, or like even like it said targeted, maybe even like choosing a enemy hero at the beginning of the battle or something like that, and then if any figure does damage to them, or if Knight Primus Adalburn does any damage to them, it's +2 or something like that. But like a pre-designated person, that does sound like it would fit there.
Yeah, well, in Undamped comments here, he actually mentions that this is a knight. So, so if this bear ends up being a knight, maybe
more
that
bonding
means
for the
it's
knight
going to be
faction.
compatible with the knights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Knight
it-
and
Possibly.
Concan.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
if the class just has to, I think the class is knight. That's why the Phantom Knights bond, because they're even though they're undead in Utgard, they're also knights.
Right.
So, yeah, you can get the whole bears to bond with everyone, the previous factions, if you just add that class name. So
Yeah.
And then go with the concept art title, Care Bear Stare. And, okay, now this is old school. You all know about Care Bears, right?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, I
mean,
know
they-
about Care
well,
I
Bears.
never
they've been-
watched it, but
they've
I'm
been
familiar.
around. I mean, they were big. I mean, I think they've done
I was
revisions of
very
them
little.
recently. I haven't seen those, but the old animations, like I'm talking about, like pre 85. You know, those types of like the Care Bear movies and stuff like that. Yeah, I kind of grew up on those a little bit as like a toddler and such. Rainbow Bright. Does anybody know Rainbow Bright?
I'm familiar.
I think so.
Rainbow Bright used to be big. And Chris, make something similar to Rainbow Bright, and then I'll be happy. Okay, just as a reference to that.
Why don't you do that? Why don't you paint them as Care Bears?
Care Bears has like the little belly centers to where it's some type of
Yes.
image or something.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Somebody's gonna do that to
They're
their.
blues and pinks and green
the
and
Care Bear
red.
Knights.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh
that's-
my god.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to paint their bellies in front of the armor. No, it's just
No,
it's
no,
armor,
but you can still
but
do like
Care
on their
Bears
like.
as adults, you know, and so it's painted on their
Yes.
armor, unless it's like it's a circle and maybe of all the creatures they've killed or something, you know. The adult version
Yeah.
of Care Bears. You know, it's a smiley sun with a bunch of dead Kyrie underneath or something. But yeah, so,
Amazing.
yeah, lovely miniature. Although you notice that this miniature here, it's a little blurry. Notice that like the face, it just looks like it's kind of blurred almost on this one, unless it's just maybe it's the quality of the photo or something that's being
No, it's pretty clear for me. I don't.
Oh yeah, okay, it's clear. Or maybe it's
I-
just my eyes. Maybe I'm just going blind.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
you've been hitting the pizza lately, man.
So much pizza.
Anyway,
But I love that. I love it.
notice that I didn't say answer. I just drank whatever I heck
I love just how like how stern and admiral these characters look.
right.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters coming out of the Clockwork side of things are, you know, just very, you know, just trying to think of the right word. I'm trying to think of a fancy word, but my vocabulary isn't that large, so I'm just gonna go with you know.
Well, I hope these bears. I mean, these bears catch me as like creatures that have tons of honor. Like they if they don't, they
That would
should
be a
have an
better word.
honor code.
Yes.
You know.
Well,
with
they
them.
were described as
Valiant.
being ready for the Vorid didn't pay attention to the signs of war. They were this group prepared for the war first. and so they were the vanguard. Like they were at the very beginning of the war. They started the fight with the Ironclad, and because they protected the Vorid, they were able to get these weapons and all the stuff we see them with now. So it's a really cool combo as I'm seeing here. So
I do want to say too, with the addition of these guys, like I liked the Clockwork Combine. Don't get me wrong, but like I like them more. Now.
Yeah,
like I
the various
them
options
more because it's I like this, seeing this, you know, this is cool. A different side of it. It's not just these little, like a mouse or whatever. There are different animals within the Clockwork Combine as a whole, under the whole umbrella of the Clockwork Combine. So it's cool that this also sparks our imagination. Like, what else could they have in the future?
right.
Like, what else is on Noxdorma that is personified with these, you know, human attributes, but it's an animal we know on Earth. So can't wait to see the lion that walks on two legs.
I want to see polar bears fighting with a penguin. I want to see polar bears fighting with a penguin.
I want to see a scorpion in a suit and tie.
Oh no.
That sounds like it's going to be for the other faction.
The Warbird, yeah.
Yes.
It's a lawyer, actually. You know.
He's a lawyer, exactly. Yeah.
Just a stockbroker scorpion. Like
He does their taxes.
this.
Oh dear.
I'll make it drop 5 points. 5 points.
Anyway, all right. So now we move on to, well, the next day, basically. Day 50050. I'll read this one. Because I like these. These
these
guys are going to be fun. It says, a bad hunter chases. A good hunter waits. The Ordo Borealis are the master hunters and huntresses of the Clockwork Combine. They have tempered the instincts of their species to charge into battle with claws out and teeth revealed. The Ordo tirelessly trains their aspirants in restraint, patience, and teamwork. This is why I think they got an honor code. To subdue enemies of much greater scale, weakening them from distance with their harpoon cannons before their adversaries can close the gap and inflict damage on Jandar's forces. If their opponents should reach their lines, those same restrained claws and teeth are quick to reveal themselves, presenting the difficult choice of how the Ordo Borealis enemies wish to fall in battle on Valhalla. Say it out loud. Polar bear mounted harpoon cannons! And this is why I love this brand, and Carmine says in quotations. Did I say band or brand? I meant brand. I might have said brand. Okay, I said brand. Okay, good.
But they can be a band. Why not?
The Ordo Borealises, that's actually a pretty cool band name.
That is a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
The Borealises
Because it's a play on word. Yeah.
Hey, okay, here's the concept art. I like this one loading the harpoon in the cannon here. And yeah, it's like, and they have like, they just don't have one harpoon. They're
they have a whole quiver.
They're like
of harpoons.
Legolas with muscles, you know. Just it's like, yeah, I don't have little dinky arrows. I have these harpoons that can take out a dragon. Ha!
Well, that's the thing. It's like I really think these are anti-dragon units because it's like,
oh yeah,
they seem to operate in a way where it's like, yeah, your opponent's fielding the Dryad Lifeborn Order Dragon because it looks so cool. Well, I have harpoon bears to fight your dragon, and then again, it just that strong Heroscape feel. Like Dadscaper was actually a lot of people were saying that these units are bringing back that classic Heroscape vibe.
Oh, yeah.
That they were missing out on because talking about harpoon bears versus dragons. I mean that's a thing, right?
That's right up the alley.
Yeah, no, Dadscaper was really happy to hear that. He was thanking everybody for saying that because that was his entire intent, was to make these units feel like classic Heroscape. And I mean, he was quoting that line from Pride and Prejudice. He's been doing it constantly in the Discord. The one where let your imagination fly, basically, like TLDR. That's not the full quote, but Yeah, like he uses that quote from Pride and Prejudice to describe where these ideas are coming from. He's just literally doing whatever, and that's amazing. And I'm so
great.
excited. And like this isn't it, So
Really
Love
fleshed
it.
out those brain powers. I love it. It's so great.
yeah, this is all imagination, just free roaming imagination from these devs. So super excited.
Now, on a game mechanic aspect of this, do you think since they have like where they got like eyepieces that allow them to visually see probably from far away to aim, they could probably shoot these at a distance probably.
It might
Yeah.
be a wait then fire sort of thing, and then like if you steady the character.
Oh my god.
Yeah, imagine wait then fire, but versus dragons. Like
Oh,
bonus,
no.
bonus
Yeah.
if you hold up. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I was just thinking that. I'm just like, there could be that. Like I said, it's like-
Joe's not happy.
I played a lot of shoot, what are they called? The
fourth mass or
fourth. I've played against the fourth mass, and it's just such a pain.
yeah, well, like Joe says, show me the cards. It's here. Undamp says, I'm with you, Ben. Give me a lion warrior. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a lion pride of.
lion character would be pretty cool.
Yeah. And see here, Marion. Hello, Marion. How you doing? It says, what will they show the map on Saturday again? Yeah, show me the map. Show me the cards. We might be getting some of that Saturday. We'll see. We'll just have to see.
We'll see.
We'll have to
Saturday's
see
gonna
what they show us.
I hope it opens up and it's like, fade, from black fade into, this
If they
slow
have
moving
a video
shot.
to show us. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like it just shows off the map, and it just opens up and it's this big open.
I'm mad it's
huge
bigger.
map.
I'm mad they have a bigger map. Like I can't even know where they're gonna be at because they're like, oh yeah, the old map is too cropped in. Thanks,
Yeah.
Chris. How about you show us the full thing?
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Like they're gonna be like, they'll show us the continent and then be like, boom, and then like boom, and then we're gonna be like, it's so big. Like just all this land mass will suddenly appear, and it's gonna be like, what?
It's gonna
So-
put ToV on a whole new level.
Yeah.
Future seasons for sure.
More land for
I mean,
Oh,
I
it'd be
I might still keep things old school,
that's
but
fair.
kind of reveal the future in a way. Like I said, I think there might be time travel involved. I might throw time travel in there to make things
Hey,
kind of
I
fun.
mean, makes sense.
Yeah.
They were.
Oh, to
planning
your
on doing that
theory?
earlier.
To the story. To the
oh,
Tales of Valhalla
to
story.
the
I'm talking
Tales of
about,
Valhalla story.
The show's storyline. Since it's non-canon, I can have Sandbox fun with it too. So
Yeah.
All right, now let's move on because it's here. Patrick has thrown out a few things too throughout the week, and here's something else. Do I love Dawn Raiders? Yes, I do. I think they're awesome. And this is Admiral EJ1M, and we've seen him before, but
Nope.
I look at
Not in model
the
form.
molds of these miniatures, and I'm just like,
I'm so excited.
I'm confident. It's just like they are nice. They are just so nice looking, even without. Actually, I think if they were painted, I think you would lose something. To be perfectly honest, I think they're fine, just the way they are. I'm having less and less misgivings about them being unpainted as the days go on. I really am, especially you see like these are should be the final copies or close to the final copies of what these miniatures are going to be. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm honestly not that disappointed because there's just so much detail. You literally can take these out. I don't care if you paint them or not. You can take them out of the box and play with them.
And play them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that was the intent, is that even if you do not want to paint these units, they will not look bad on the
No.
battlefield.
No.
Like the paint is
They really
a
don't.
optional experience,
Just
and,
can't wait to
and I think
hold
that's
them and
really
look at them. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This guy, he was one of my favorite drops so far. Like just
Yeah.
the singular drop. It's so cool, and I love that it's like it's not major, it's Admiral. Like
It's
that's so cool.
Admiral, yeah.
Admiral
Yep.
EJ1M. I thought that
Play
was
with the
really
different
cool.
ranks. We got
because we have
officers,
majors. We have
admirals.
majors. So
Yeah, we got
they're
majors.
they're pulling the naval ranks on purpose because they
Exactly,
want us to
yeah.
remember that
I want
it's a
new
naval
character.
soul
Where's
board.
where's the lower ranks? How low can we
Yeah.
go?
I have to say, as soon as this unit dropped back on Talk Like a Pirate Day when they showed the art for him,
Mm-hmm.
he encouraged me to watch Treasure Planet that night. Like I actually put on Treasure Planet.
Did you see
and
Treasure
rewatched
Planet?
it again.
You've seen it though before, right? I love that.
Oh yeah,
film.
yeah.
That is such
that movie.
It's I think it's one of the most underrated animated films.
Disney slept.
Is one of the most underrated animated films
so mad at
out there. It is so good. It makes you want to cry at the end because
the story is so heartwarming. It's so good.
Okay, I'm not gonna weep. But yes, it's if nobody.
No, I
seen
cried
that
at
movie,
the end. I don't like it. Makes me cry at the end.
It does. It's just my gosh. Okay, we're geeking out.
Y'all need to watch it.
I've obviously drank something or ate too much pizza, so let me move on, please, before I start crying for real. Okay.
About the color too, though. He's very close to like the Vidar Soulborg color, so all he'll need is a few little tweaks of his actual model, and he'll be like ready to go. Like painted,
he's already metallic. You know, he's
sure.
gray, so you don't even have to paint. Like you could just use that as the color of his iron. So
I really like that. Like just that color, you could tell that's that Vidar grayish blue. I really like that. Like Jeremy was saying earlier, I'm pretty sure it's Jeremy, but with a look at the Morrow Pirate, was the first look at how the Utgar is supposed to, the Utgar,
color,
the Utgar unit color is supposed to be. So for sure, I like that color. I like both of them. They're actually really like on point and what you think of when you think of that faction.
Like the cards, because the cards had very color coded, specific and stuff like that, and those colors are the memory of the Valkyrie generals. Like you think Utgar, right? You think about him, and what do you think about? You think red, right? You think Jandar, you think blue. Like these colors are attached to these characters for like history, and they're adding to that legacy by making these characters the color of their generals, and they're not off. Like those all look like card colors. So very strong connection to the original product that I enjoy. So.
Yeah, and Undamped says, I'm with you, Ryan. Went from 100% painting them to there's 60% I'll paint them. You just see how it looks to table next to classic. Yeah, and that's another thing. I mean, I want to see them, although I don't think it's going to matter. It's not going to sway my opinion either way if I see them next to the miniatures. At least I hope it doesn't, because, I mean, I do plan to animate with these things in the future, possibly, so I will get them painted. But... and how they compare with the other ones, it'd still be interesting to see, but I'm sure they're going to match as closely as they possibly can. Anyway, to segue from these swarm of comments, let's move on to the next post.
But real quick, in between that, they mentioned that HasLab drops on 2/15. Just wanted to, that was posted after the Admiral drop, so. Big news! If you wanted to know when you can buy, pledge, 2/15. So as soon as the panel goes live, the HasLab goes.
All right. Yeah, that's one thing we're gonna mention. Yeah.
So 2/15 is when you can start putting your card info, whatever.
Boom.
Let's break that goal before the panel ends. That would be insane.
We'll have to wait about an hour before we can do it, because we're gonna be on Discord talking.
I'm gonna have a separate tab open. I'm gonna have a different tab open.
Probably.
I got a phone. I'll have it open.
You have to listen
that Discord thing is going to be a half hour of us not paying attention because we're going to be purchasing this stuff. I'm
already sold. Honestly, I'm already sold.
I mean, you have to listen to what they have to say first, okay? Just see what kind of offer they have. It's a maybe.
Anyway, darn it, Jeremy, you ruined my segue. Okay.
Well, buy you a new one.
It was important.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, no. The honor, Festering Honor Guard. You know, these are literally, if I had to do a top 5, these are my number one favorite miniatures of everything I've seen so far.
First five person squad.
I love these guys.
Each one of those is his top 5.
I absolutely,
first, second, third,
they're the 5 figure, the number 1 in my top 5 miniatures that I've seen the whole time, everything we've seen so far. Number 1, I love these things. And Patrick says, truthfully, these freak me out. After seeing the sculpts of the Festering Honor Guard, every time I turn a light on, I turn on a light at night, I am scared that one of these things will jump out of the shadows. Now you can have the same walking nightmare too. You are welcome. Thank you, Patrick. Yes. Oh my goodness. I mean, I can't wait for the Airborne Elite to get freaked out over these things. I just can't,
Oh,
and I can't wait to use them. Okay, and I have to cough. Hold on a second. I have to mute myself because I have to cough a second. Hold. Feel free to
Funny
say
though that
something
Ryan
while I'm
had a-
doing that, please.
Like Ryan had like a premonition about these units, and like
Excuse
they're the first ones with 5. Like he said he liked these, and like now he has a real good reason to like them.
Yep.
Like they're super unique in that. Like there's 5, and like is
Yeah,
there
and
5?
Yeah, an
Are
absolute
they
Yeah.
starting
first.
in 5?
No, it's
or...
the first. They tried.
It's-
So the thing is, they tried to do a 5-man squad back in A Rise of Valkyrie. The Tarn Viking Warriors was supposed to be a 5-unit squad.
Yeah, they would have been
And-
way better with 5. Yeah.
It was like around the last build of it, they removed one of those characters, and that became Eldgrim, the Viking champion. So
Oh wow.
yeah, the actual model for Eldgrim was supposed to be the 5th Tarn
Tarn.
Viking.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's why. Now here's the fun thing. They actually make a hint towards that in Eldgrim's bio because he was left behind when the others were summoned.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What? What
Yeah.
just happened?
That's crazy.
So that was supposed to be the first 5-unit squad, but then they never pursued that build. So
wow.
currently now the Festering Honor Guard is the first 5-unit, like official first unit of
Look at
5 that we were getting to play
Jeremy
with.
is always good for those deep cuts. Like he's always good for that little bit of
it's-
information you never.
That's what I
knew.
do. That's my
Oh,
brain.
What he
I love
does.
that.
One of the main reasons why he's here with us.
That's why you're on this
We
show.
don't. We don't
That's
know.
what. That's
We don't know a thing. Jeremy knows it. Let's just go to him. Undamped Pick says.
I like it.
Undamped Pick says 5-man squad equals anything is on the table. Yes.
It really is. It really
Yes,
is.
I mean,
They're
just-
playing. They're playing with
Just
everything.
Look at these little.
Mhm.
I just love these little. They're just. So
And don't forget they
cool.
respawn.
Oh,
one of their
yes.
main
Oh
things.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every kill they make.
That's because
a
they
respawn,
serve
so-
a huge queen, which is my number 2 favorite thing. That they've showed so far this year. That hive queen is just like yes, them with those just like yes. I
I love
wanna
that
she
play
might
this.
be able to
So
birth a
many-
bunch of new ones. Too.
I know.
There's so many armies that you can like that fit in these. I don't know what they're gonna give us, but there's just so many armies and what they've already shown towards like what's gonna be the meta, and it's gonna be so fun.
It's gonna
figuring out,
destroy the meta. That's for
what-
sure.
That's what it's gonna do. It's gonna turn it
Yeah.
on its head. But it's ridiculous.
I just want anything that's anti-stinger. I want in my hands, like so I can get my vengeance at ScapeCon. I died so many of the Stinger armies. I need anything that can stop them.
It might be an equalizer.
Right?
These might be an equalizer here. We'll have to see. All right.
It's gonna be fun to play with.
Now
Yeah.
Patrick posts one other thing today. Let me post it up here. Let's see here. Saw this prototype hanging out by themselves and figured they could use a little company, not final and not actual color. And now, please tell me who this looks like. One of the. I mean, it's winged.
It's the Vorid Glide Striker.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the squad members of that.
I had that name in my
Yeah.
head, but I couldn't speak it out because I didn't remember.
And he's a beaver guy.
And he
He's
has a prosthetic limb. Like
furry with
if
that-
you look,
yeah, isn't that?
yeah,
Oh
Yeah, like,
wow!
it's a metal arm.
Yeah.
His arm. That's sick.
Yep.
Yeah, like that
I
is
did
so
not
much
see that.
detail for one figurine. Like
Oh, it's
Ooh.
lovely. It's
little sniper
lovely.
gun, prosthetic limb, wings.
Patrick, again, thank you so much for sneaking into Chris's office and getting these.
Yep.
Please,
And like you
please keep
said
on
there,
doing it.
that's the resin from the 3D printer, not the actual color of the
Yeah,
sculpt.
that's that debate. That there was actually some discussions in the Discord. People are getting confused. They're like, "What faction is that?" That's not faction based right now. That is the 3D print model they use to play test. They don't
Right.
actually have the finalized sculpts yet.
Right.
They've been showing off screenshots this entire time. So whatever we see at the event on Saturday will probably be 3D prints as well, but they have the images prepared to show us what factions these characters belong to. So that's where we get the info. So just remember, this color is not a faction. This is just a
Right.
3D print.
Right.
So,
For sure.
very important.
Right. Undamped Pick says Braxis will always be my queen, and I'm sure that's for a lot of people. I know Braxis.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
a
she was
lot,
fair.
a lot of people love Braxis. I get it, and I even.
I just need more.
I
more
have
dragon
Braxis in
bonding.
ToV. ToV takes out a dragon. If you haven't seen that shot, you need to see that shot at the beginning of season
Pretty good
2.
shot.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shots.
The acid breath is pretty cool.
Yeah. Sierra Undamp says the glide. What is this? Glide strikes are in contention for my favorite sculpts. Glide
They're
strikes.
pretty good.
Remind me what those are.
That's the beaver
unit.
that we're looking
Ah,
at. the
right,
Glide
right.
Strike. Yeah.
Those would be in my top 10 for sure. For sure. I mean, I love the furry little woodland creatures, but the creepy insect things just they top it for me. They really do. Okay, now final thing posted literally seconds before, and I mean literally seconds before we started this stream, because it's like, and I was talking with Joe on this before we got started. It's like, Chris hasn't posted anything. Why hasn't Chris posted anything? And Joe's like, well, he said he had to take his time with it. I'm like, it's been like 6 hours, man. Come on, where is it? And this is why I was, and the way I am, eating pizza and such, and drinking ginseng, raw apparently. And I'm just like, okay, why is it coming on? And then it's like I'm literally about to press the button to stream, and then Joe's like, oh, Chris is typing on Discord. I'm like, Chris,
It's happening!
you're killing me, man, you're killing me. I don't know if he did that on purpose, because he literally dropped it at 9:30, which is when I start live streams. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't usually
He's
start.
gotta know.
I usually don't start him on Thursday, but I think he
Yeah.
knew I was gonna have one on Thursday, and he just dropped it right in on 9:30. I don't. Chris, I love you. So don't take this the wrong way, but it freaked me out, man. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna read this one because I earned it, and I haven't read it yet because I had to literally like pull it from my phone computer and then download it into the folder so we could have it on time, literally seconds before I started speaking for this live stream. Thank you so much, Chris. Okay, let me bring this up. And see, I didn't even have time to crop it. All right, so let's zoom in on this. See, I usually see this is something. Okay, I'm gonna rant for a second because I like to take my time getting this stuff together. I screenshot it on my phone. I crop it, make everything nice and beautiful for the live streams for people to see everything. You can zoom on. I didn't have time for this last stuff. Okay, I'm done ranting. All right, let's move on. All right, designer's notes. Again, Chris, I love you. It's okay. We're still buds, right? Okay. And Carmine says, and designer's notes, day 51. Fate whispers to the warrior, you cannot withstand the storm. The warrior whispers back, I am the storm. Knight Adjutor Oberon is one of the most veteran members of the entire Clockwork Combine, having been on the front lines of Noxdorma when the wars against the Ironclad Collective first began. Oberon is unique among the Combine's knights. Another knight rejecting the disciplined teachings of the Ordos and instead embracing the primal gifts of his species. So he's kind of like a maverick to make war. Mm-hmm. Off the battlefield, he is a pragmatist and natural-born leader, even a trusted advisor within Jandar's war council. On the battlefield, he is a whirlwind of utter destruction with an unpredictable fighting style few opponents can counter or even survive against. His slashing battle claws are relentless implements of death, and his incredible speed seems almost impossible given his overwhelming size. And see, I haven't even looked at these things yet, so let me bring up the concept art here. Oh yeah, wow. That is, yeah, I love the concept art for him.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Geez.
That's just like, it's like I said. I mean, you can tell this guy, like honor code mixed with it. I'm just gonna shred you to bits.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
No, I saw. You notice how they said that he's part of Jandar's ward council.
Right.
Like that's pretty intense. So
that is intense. Like
making
when
him
you were
plot
talking
character.
about,
Like is he a plot character? Is going to be in the journals? Like
that he must be. He's like on the war council. That blew my
Right.
mind. I read it like seconds before you did, Ryan, for the first time.
Right.
And when I read that, I'm like, that's
Yeah.
some big information.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
and
really crazy.
you see in the concept art too. Now, this particular bear has a story. You know he has a story because he doesn't have hands. His hands have been somehow chopped off, and they're just mechanical hand
Wow,
claw
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So and he's got like a scar coming down his eye there. So yeah, this feller got a story. This feller's
Mhm.
got an intense
Yeah.
story. If he's lost both of his hands,
Well, he was there at the
That-
start of the war, so
Mhm.
yeah, apparently.
like
Looks like he could have been fighting with his bare hands and got
got
beat
torn
up
off
and
by
then,
the
like,
iron. I mean, look at the ironclad. You got that one
Yeah.
with the what's it? Oh my god, what the blades for hands?
fight.
The Wraith Riders. That's what they. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you could have lost them to a Wraith Rider or something. You know.
He's fighting with his bare hands.
Bare hands. Oh yeah, I got the pun now. I get it.
Nice.
I get it. It
Nice.
took me a second, but
Definitely.
yep.
Full
But
upgraded
other,
by the Clockwork
other than that,
Combine.
he's got
after the battle.
swagger.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, no, he's
got a presence.
he's got
Oh.
that wisdom.
Natural born leader.
He's that person you're on the road for several hours and then you pull up at a store and he's just there and he's like, yeah, everyone knows that guy, and they're just like, oh, just gets off that.
I can just picture him being at a bar, picking up a whiskey and just chugging
just-
the
yeah.
entire glass.
Like everyone respects him. He's just there.
He is our Wolverine.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Uh,
Hey, I dig it. I dig it a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm
And again,
excited. I think-
Chris, I know I ranted against you there a second ago, and I'm not hurting feelings. The rant was 99% in jest. So just it's cool. It's cool. I'm trying to get those views, man. I'm trying to get those views. Anyway, Undamp Pick says, if I paint minis, he would be Grizzly Bear #1. Makes him unique among the other
Mhm.
the Urson. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
#2. That would also explain the need for his jacket.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool jacket. It'd be kind of cool if
Yeah,
there's like
that's
some
true.
history to where say an original character made him the jacket or something, like say Drake
Yeah.
Alexander has some knitting that he does on his off time, and then it's like, oh, here's a jacket, and they're best friends now because of it. That'd be kind of an interesting backstory type of thing. What of that? I think so.
Yeah, no, that was a good comment because he does look kind of different from the other bears, but it also makes sense because of his different fighting style,
Mhm.
and then also like if he was there from the beginning, and it didn't mention
He's the
anything about a
vet.
Frostclaw.
Yeah.
He was one of the veterans there from the beginning, so yeah, that's a good.
I mean,
Good
and
comment.
you can imagine if they were preparing, because the Urson prepare for war, and then you show up on the battlefield and the first thing you see is Hellforge Manticore or something like that, and you're just like, how do you fight this?
Yeah.
And he
probably.
just comes out of the woodwork get out of my way. Let me get out.
Yeah.
Just comes out. I'll tore that thing to pieces.
Yep. No, it's just it's awesome. I can't wait to see these characters.
Right, that
you know,
lore is going to be so crazy because just
It
the
was so-
development of them. I could see them trying to scratch at these big machines with just claws and teeth,
and it didn't work.
somehow pushing them away for a little bit, but then regrouping and getting battle.
Then the Vord
okay,
give
it's a
them
different
the
story.
enhanced armor
Yep.
so they can fight back
Yep.
and actually do some damage. Yeah, because
Like-
since they protected the Vord thanked them by giving them those weapons.
Exactly,
So it's
yeah.
they had to have lost in the beginning, or at some, or not be able to
Mhm.
fight properly, and then
Yeah.
the Vord give them those pumped up missile, the beefy weapons, and now they're fighting this war. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, lore within the lore.
Yeah, it's networked really well. I love that world building.
Yeah,
Mhm, for
Undamp
sure.
says, I'm also thinking he would be a favorite. Or did you guys already say this one? No, I don't think. I also think
But-
he would be a favorite for
yeah.
many. Gives me Wolverine vibes because I know someone mentioned Wolverine, or did you get
I
someone
did.
read that?
Oh,
Yeah,
just-
Joe.
No, I had mentioned that, so here
Okay,
we're on the same page.
On the same page. Okay, okay, both you guys are on the same page. All right. Yeah, because I heard that, I'm like, my goodness, my brain. Okay.
There we go.
Is this what it means that I'm crashing, or like I don't know?
Oh, you're on a high
I mean,
right now.
I mean,
You're on
yeah,
a
sleep
high.
deprivation makes you drunk. Vibe. So.
Oh dear, but I got sleep last. I mean, I live streamed last night, but I made sure to finish the live stream a little bit early so I could get some rest. But I sometimes it just doesn't matter. Crazy. Anyway, okay, who wants to see some terrain? Like I do have one terrain pick because
There should be two though.
we finished. Okay, there should be two. Well, I only have one.
I can send you the other if you need the other.
Okay, if it's the same one, then I'm going to be upset.
Hey.
But,
No, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Show us the first one, and we'll let you know which one you're missing.
that would be
Yeah.
a great idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
All right.
See, this is why I'm on the show.
Before I thought you were on the show so you could go. What was the word?
Go crazy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that. No, I wanted to
Just do
say
it
that, like I said, I think at the beginning. I mean, we're covering these things because usually we would cover this stuff on Sunday,
Yeah.
but since it's going to be a big weekend, I wanted to get a lot of stuff out of the way initially so we could spend more time on what's going to be shown on Saturday, and then on Sunday recap it all. So that way we're not doing this until 2 o'clock in the morning, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys appreciate that. So, but with that being said, there's going to be stuff that's probably going to be shown tomorrow as well, and since we're not,
Yeah, we do have a
can't
real-
foresee into the future, we'll probably show that on Sunday as well, just for starters. So that will be kind of late for whatever, but you know, I'm doing what I can do with what I want. So when this podcaster stream comes out sometime tomorrow morning, it'll probably actually be later morning because I have some errands to run, which unless I spend all night, I might stay up late tonight and get these up, and if I do, great. But if this is out and you're like, oh, it didn't upload until later morning, that's why. And then by that time there's probably going to be stuff shown. Oh well, not much I can do about it. But anyway, I said all of that to say this, which I didn't need to say that, but let's see some terrain. All right. Bye.
Oh yes,
The
I didn't
less I
see this
talk, the
either.
better
I'm
this will be.
excited. This will be a live reaction from me as well.
All right, so this is what I got. And Carmine is answering to one of the Discord people's Avarice. Says, can I get a cryptic picture of sand tile or other terrain piece to award? I think it says my good behavior or something like that. So, and Carmine shows this picture. And here's a little bit better version of the picture, kind of. But we kind of see, actually, and this is a different palm tree. Because it's got vines. You see this vine
Yeah,
wrap?
no, it's the new tree
It
that
is.
they have.
It is, and then there's some type of, you see this like, some type of pillar thing on the side here,
Mm-hmm.
and then that is, I think that's a glowy miniature.
Yeah,
There.
that's
The
a
Volarock.
void.
Yeah.
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 Volarock character there.
Yeah,
And then even in between, like the little
Sometimes.
plant on the right side of it, in between the plant and the tree, you could see like a tiny bit of the sculpt
Yep.
as well.
yep. So there's probably a
Okay,
miniature
yep,
behind that
yep.
as well. But
Yeah.
I really like the palm tree. That is very, very sweet.
That's cool. Like this, this terrain. Like, what is this rock terrain? What is this formation? That's awesome.
All right.
More ruins. It looks like marble ruins or something like that. That's
I
crazy.
mean, David did mention they were trying to get like they have the buildings and then they have the buildings destroyed by war and stuff that they're working on. So, like all those like LOS blockers and stuff they were showing that one week. So it's exciting. I mean, I actually, when they made the joke, the whole scalpers no scalping thing, I went on eBay that day, and the jungles, like I think cheapest one's $169, right? And like those sets are not, they don't go for very cheap, and yeah, they're purposely working on making a way so we don't go into debt trying to get some trees and stuff like that. And I think that's a really, we gotta be like really like grateful to the dev team and just, you know, be like, thank you guys for not putting this in the debt. You know, like you're giving us this opportunity to get what, you know, the old fans didn't have access to. Because what, I think the Jungle Trees were only in production for 2 years. Because it dropped in like 2008. I think because it was after Swarm Tomorrow. And then it was one of the last things to come out before the D&D stuff. So, yeah, there's not a lot of trees in circulation. And the ones that are really expensive. So they're trying to do this for us. So you can get that +1 defense against ranged units. You know, in your own games.
For the new people coming in to where they, like you just said, they don't have to break the bank to get something to compete with, you know, people who have these jungle tiles, who have been in the game like us for a minute. You know, the veterans, they have X amount of, you know, jungle sets because they were able to get them when they were, you know, $15.99.
Yeah.
So it is a way for the new people to be able to compete and to make competitive maps and not have to pay an arm and a leg for that specific tile that does exactly what you just said. It makes melee more viable against range. And so that's a huge hit if somebody new comes into the game and they're like, wow, like I can't get this jungle tile, so all of these range units are just going to have an edge every single match against any melee, whereas you can make now a map with this new terrain that you're being given in the new set, the new Age of Annihilation jungle tile, which is going to be an upgrade, honestly. It's probably going to look better. So.
It's going to look better too, yeah. I mean, not to mention,
Yeah,
and I think it was
them,
the Quasach actually have powers with the jungle sets too, so that's going to boost their effectivity. You're basically it'll be easier to field them because now you have the jungle to give them their bonus. So you can play jungle games and all that.
And I got thank you Jeremy for the other photo. Now I don't have the context for this one. I remember seeing this one, and I thought I screenshot and saved it, but apparently I didn't because I don't have it. But I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's the castle shot.
Yeah, let me show this one. No, yeah, look at the castle base on that. Oh my gosh, look at that! Just look at that.
It's so exciting.
Oh, and that's a door right there. That's a door.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these things are going to be tall.
Yep.
Very, very tall. We already see that in the concept.
In the art.
Yeah, in the concept art.
And it's like
from
it makes so much sense because these beans, right? The Kyrie, they fly. Right, so because they can fly, that means they do make really tall buildings because they don't have limitations in that way. They
don't have to walk upstairs.
Yeah, they don't have to walk upstairs, so they can build super high towers. Like this makes sense for the world, and they're purposely designing not only ruins, but ruins that are unique to the species of Valhalla, and that's just like I'm losing my mind on that. Like I think that's crazy, that detail.
Yeah,
for
I do find it fascinating that. Even though we're getting a prototype image here, but I truly believe that this is a 3D image.
They printed that, yeah.
Like that's just not a picture. That's something like that is a 3D render.
You think this is like this whole image is 3D?
Yeah.
Like we might see it on Saturday or something.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
You could be right. You could possibly be right because what is this on the corner here? This black. I don't know what. This ain't a table. This looks like something that's been cropped, and you probably are right.
If you look at the other images that we saw earlier during the stream, you know, that are like more like promotional stuff, that like the Morrow and the Festering Honor Guard.
Let me bring it up. Hold on a second.
They sit on these rocks,
right?
These big like asphalty rocks,
right?
And that's kind of, I know it's a lot darker, but it looks like that texture.
Not really.
Nah.
But it's still it could be a black backdrop thing like it is, you know, around this. It's just different because this does look like a backdrop. This looks like a digital black backdrop here, kind of, or it could be just the floor. I don't know. It's really hard to tell with such a close-up image.
This is the cropped image, yeah.
But, Joe, you could be right. You could be onto something there. Let's see here. Undamped Pick says, I've played since 04. No kidding. Yeah, I think it was like a year or two later when when Jason threw Heroscape at me and beat me millions of times before and I enjoyed the game anyway, and was never able to get the jungle trees. That reveal was my favorite. I made it 12 years, but it's going to be hard waiting another.
This is gonna be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these trees. I mean, like I said, I mean, like what Chris said a couple weeks ago. Their new setup with terrain and the trees that they're going to have is going to make like any other scalpers just go out of business. I mean, I plan to do probably sometime in the future because I have quite a bit of jungle trees. I mean, well, I won't say quite a bit, but I have a fair amount, and I've already given away some. I might give away a few more in the future.
I still want to. I have to get the box because I didn't realize there was an updated map in the back of the box. Like the Takala jungle box on the inside of it has Valhalla, the map of Valhalla, but they changed some of the names, like they added some names and stuff.
Oh wow!
And I was like, that's where people were, because like someone made that update, the color update that you use. That's where he got the names for those places. Was from the Takala map, and I was just like,
oh wow!
How come I threw away that box as a kid? I was such a dumb kid. I'm mad I threw away these boxes. I should have never done that.
It's okay. Now, I don't know. Let's see here. Well, no, don't worry about it. But okay. So now that we're done with that, was any other things that were posted during the week that we need to show? I don't think so.
No,
that I was aware
other
of.
pictures or anything.
All right, fair enough. Well, let's move on then to the next segment, which is some YouTube comments from last Sunday's stream, last Sunday's YouTube video upload stream. We have a few comments from people because that's when, in case you all forgot, it's when I sang a sea shanty, and it's actually been talked about by a few people, which is kind of cool. I mean, and we might eventually do something with that. It's not that I kind of have to, because it's just I've gotten too many mentions for it to not do something. So yeah, that's probably in the works sometime. Wink, wink. So
your platinum is in the mail.
Nice.
Let's see. Oh, and someone speaking of boxes, Undamp says, speaking of boxes, I found my Aquila Alliance box in the back of the closet. Made me so happy.
Nice.
That would be a find. Yep.
Yeah.
That's like just finding like gold coins in the back of your closet.
I'm so mad about Akila's Alliance. That's the one set that I don't have completed, because in one of the houses I was living at during my stage in life where I had to move a lot, this guy that I was living with had 2 husky dogs, and they got into my stuff, and they tore up Wosaga, and I think they took Zelrig.
No.
Yeah. And I haven't had those pieces since, and I'm so mad. And I'm like, obviously Zelrig is super expensive, Wosaga is super expensive, and I'm sitting there like, will I ever replace these units? Yeah, it's so bad. And I mean, you can't get mad at dogs. Dogs don't know better. But I'm like, like,
Still
did you know what you just did?
Still
Like,
breaks the heart.
yeah, it was messy. Well, anybody get word of a cheap Akila's Alliance and hit your boy up.
Wait 1 moment, because I want to actually plug something real quick, because I meant to plug this, actually I meant to plug this last Sunday and I forgot. Let's see, let me find it. Is it? No, it's not that. Trexy 3D, because Joe has talked about this website, and I meant to talk about it a few weeks ago, and I talked about another place, but I meant to talk about that one. I wanted to talk about it last Sunday, forgot, so I'm talking about it right now. Trexy 3D. They 3D print some of the OG Heroscape miniatures, and they're relatively priced, or nicely priced. And I mean, you got to paint them, but they're pretty nicely done printed paints. Or printed paints, not painted prints. Tongue twister. But yes, pretty good prints there, and a nice little website, so I recommend checking that out. There'll be a link in the description below for that too if you're watching this on YouTube, or just go to the Tales of How YouTube page, find this video, and there'll be info below for that for them. But yeah, very nice. I plan to probably get some Mara dividers from them, and zombies probably sometime in the future too. I need tons of zombies. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Future seasons of some undisclosed show that I do. All right, so let's move to YouTube comments now.
I think I just acquired like 2 new squads of zombies, so I think I can play somewhat of a horde. I don't know yet. I haven't tried it yet, but spooky season's coming around the corner, so maybe we'll do something, a zombie game fun. I have to find someone to play with though.
Very fun. All right. So G Busy says, watching Joe dance in the background to that song made my day. LOL. What a time to be a scaper. Great job, Ryan. Well, I think that says it all right there. Yes, that kind of added some fun to that fact. Is that Joe was dancing, in the background. Yep.
Yes.
Joe always has my back. It's a lovely thing.
If we can get a good remix going, I will put out an entire video of me dancing to the remix.
Nice.
So that is a promise.
You heard it here first, everybody. You got to keep good track of it.
It might be probably going to be a collaboration type thing.
Yes.
So all of us can post it on our pages or something to that effect. Probably. We'll see. But yeah, that's something to look forward to. That just came out of nowhere, really.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Jordan Nielsen just commented because we mentioned one of Carmine's comments, and he just wanted to give some context to that, saying that comment from Carmine about his interns and designing was a question from me when I asked him for brutally honest advice for someone considering going into an undergraduate graphic design major. So yeah, and Carmine, Chris, always nice guy, giving the best advices to people, and thank you so much for that context there, Jordan. Thank you for commenting on the YouTube channel. Now let's see here, moving on. Okay, Demon Hunter Pillar P86.
Oh my.
Says the issues, and we're talking about Redwall for a second. Yeah, I'm still continuing reading that book. It's a fun book. The issues of scale and Redwall, because we talked about this for a second, me and Ben, last time. The issues of scale and Redwall get resolved by book 2, and his understanding is that Brian Jacks, the author, had not decided if humans would be in the books or not, which is why there are some vague references to people, a village, a pet cat or dog, and the horse and cart. Yeah, I know that's what I thought about that too. None of these types of references to human civilization appear in future books. Ah, okay, interesting. If you keep going in the series, Matameo is the next logical one, then probably Martin the Warrior, which is in Redwall's past. The book Redwall is pretty solidly in the middle of the overall chronology. Oh, okay, interesting. Lastly, if anyone curious about the old podcast, it is called Scape Talk. Yep. And can still be found on many platforms, at least on Podcast Republic, which I use. The one with Craig is especially enjoyable to listen to. These were coming out in like 06, 08 era. That's a year, by the way. So it's cool to hear them discuss the units that were coming out at that time and the Gen Con scene. Yeah, and I'll put links for that because I actually have that saved as well. If I remember all these links, they're going to be in the description below, and you'll be able to find them there. And then let's see here, one other last comment here from Stephen Taylor, and this is kind of long. It took 2 screenshots, so let me just get through this. I'll do the first paragraph here. Campaign and narrative-based play is definitely an area that Heroscape has room to grow, in my opinion. The narrative has more depth than first glance would suggest, but it is a fair observation to say that doesn't translate in anything on the table beyond very broad strokes. Part of this might stem from the Saturday morning cartoon or sandbox playing with toys vibe the game has long carried. You are given some strong reasons for your toys to battle, and then you get to create the story from there. The narrative largely exists to provide context or set the scene. At least that has been my understanding of it. Yeah, and there is no doubt there's a lot of holes. I mean, we can all agree that within the Tales of Hal, within the Heroscape storyline, there are a lot of holes, and no one's going to deny that. There's a lot of things that need to be filled up or reworked, no doubt.
And they
No
they
doubt
changed
about it.
writers like
Yeah.
multiple times, I think. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is definitely room for improvement. There's no disagreement to that.
Mm.
Now, to say there is no lore, that's another thing entirely, because there is. There absolutely is. It might be just
Otherwise, I wouldn't
confusing,
exist.
but it's there. And there's some reasons and there's some whys. And I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I made Tales of Valhalla, to try and fill in those things just for a fun entertainment purpose, and to give some, because one thing that I thought Heroscape was missing was those character developments, you know, especially with just the common, or the common unique, or what appears common, just those squads that don't have names or personalities. They're just there to give them some background and storylines, and that really just expands the universe. So I hope they do a lot more of that in the future. If you need help, Chris, I'd be happy to throw in my 2 cents. Absolutely. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of work that needs to be done for that, for sure. All right, and then the last paragraph for this, it says here, I would be pleased as punch to see solo play, be it one off missions or a linked campaign, but barring that, some kind of campaign narrative play mode would definitely be a welcome addition. Marvel Crisis Protocol's Ultimate Encounters could offer an effective template. They come in a variety of formats that could be adapted to Heroscape, but a standout is the All Will Be Metal scenario. That scenario features an entirely new card for Ultron in an absurdly powerful form that doesn't even attempt to be balanced, and an AI behavior chart for a neutral Ultron that one or more players are taking their teams against cooperatively. Having a hyper form of some A-listers from Heroscape to battle cooperatively against could be loads of fun, and also serve a very practical purpose of making a great demo format. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I was losing my voice there. I didn't understand half of that, but I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right, Steven. I mean, as far as when it comes to campaign play and stuff, I mean, there is a little bit of that in the rulebooks, and I hope they expand on that if they do rulebooks for these miniatures and stuff. I certainly hope they do something like that, like they did with previous master sets, and even expand on that. That would be lovely, and I'm sure they probably will. But yeah, and like I said, again, with the way you can do these, I mean, it's quite easy to either come up with your own campaigns or find someone who's already done it and do what they did. I reference like Scapegoat, who has these very simple, like 5-minute videos that show really nice, easy campaigns that you can just get off the ground rolling. Speaking of Scapegoat, I really have to remind me on Sunday to talk about him first off, so that way nobody's has to wait until the end of the stream to hear about him. I want to talk about him first, so people get information on him first. But we'll do that on Sunday for sure.
Well, I don't know if we'll have time. There might be a lot of information. We'll try to fit it in. But I did talk to him today, and I told him how much we love his channel and we want to have him on the podcast. So obviously he wasn't available this past week or maybe on Sunday, but he said he didn't realize that we do this every Sunday. So I said, yeah, we do this every Sunday now. For now. So we are gonna definitely have him on at some point soon. But to go back on, his comment about solo campaigns and mission scenarios in general, I do hope they include those. I hope they make them a little bit more in depth. But also, I really want to, preface that, you could make your own too. I've been play testing with my friends a format of doing a D&D like experience with Heroscape without changing anything about the game. You don't need any extra cards, you don't need extra coins or any other things. Like, sure, you can add those things to the game, but you don't need to. You can still just use glyphs and wound tokens and whatever you have in the box. So, like I said, I'm still playtesting it, and then once I figure out exactly and write a script for that video, I will post that. But yeah, it's see, I like Heroscape because it's a sandbox.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want with it. So that's
it. Yeah, it's a lovely thing. Undamp Pick again has a couple. Thank you, Undamp Pick, for these live comments tonight. Again, anybody who's watching, feel free. Like when we're at live, comment away. We love talking over these things from the chats. Says, I choose Aquila's Alliance over Tikalo Jungle with my limited income. I was a kid and I wanted the cool dragon. I totally understand that. Zelrig, talking Zelrig, right? Yeah, Zelrig is really cool, and you have those other miniatures too that are like not bad to have.
Zedekron.
Yeah, Zedekron.
Zedekron's probably one of the best behind Zelrig in that whole set.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Sujoa.
Like he can fit into so many armies and whatnot. And I know Gure Oni, he's kind of garbage character. But he's like one of my favorite like models of the characters with his blue braids and just all the weapons he has on his back. Like he's like for sure like one of my favorite like if I was a character in Heroscape, I would be Gure Oni.
Aesthetic looking, yeah.
Is that why it's the channel icon?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
There you go. And also, Undempic says, Raylan turned evil and joined Utgar. Yep, so you're getting your story and character developments now, Ryan. Yeah, but the thing is, that is a main character, though. What I'm focusing on is, main characters are fine, but how about focusing as well on the characters that don't even have names?
Like the Krav Maga or Izumi Samurai.
They're born elite,
or they're born elite, yeah.
I think actually my two favorite characters out of Tales of Valhalla is Geert and Lightfolly, and they're just Roman soldiers, that are just, they're guarding like a piece of wall in the middle of nowhere, and then they're getting caught up in this conflict that they don't want to be a part of, because like, we're not even part of this faction or under this general, but now we're caught up in this. So, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun to do, and I think another example is, and again, I encourage everybody, try and find this. It's on Heroscapers. Find this comic. This guy was a genius, and this is kind of what I based Tales of Valhalla from, and that is what's the name? I was like, now people are gonna kill me for not remembering it. It's
Chadwick and Sven.
Yeah, Chadwick and Sven. Yeah. With their zombie a friend tagging along as well.
The zombie Steve.
Steve. Yeah. So those guys, and I mean, and since not many people watch this, and it'd be funny how many people actually catch this. You're gonna see Chadwick and Sven at the end of season 3 because I got permission from the guy who wrote those things to use those characters. And they might actually, and those characters might be voiced by people that are on this podcast tonight. Not saying any names, but, that it might take another 6 months for us to see those episodes, but, that's the way that editing works. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll just drop that. But yeah, so that is all we have tonight, unless something's dropped in Discord that I don't know about in this past hour or so.
It might have. Who knows? Who knows? We won't find out about it.
Here, let me just wait. Let me just wait a second.
Well, let's swing in real quick. And...
Nah, I mean, I don't know.
Hold on, let me just scroll through thousands of texts to go find stuff.
No. We'll just wait. So yeah, so we're gonna call it a night then, and that is the week. And like I said, this weekend is gonna be so fun. Like I said, obviously, this Sunday night we're gonna have regular ToV live stream. We're going to be talking about everything that's going on this weekend. What they're going to drop tomorrow, Friday. We'll talk about that come this Sunday. I don't know if anybody plans to live stream Saturday night. We might one of us, some of us, we might do something Saturday night. It depends on like what happens Saturday, so I'm not sure. So keep a lookout, but something might happen. We'll see. But with that, I mean, my voice is actually starting to go. I don't know if you noticed that.
Here he goes.
But yeah, let's call this this live stream, this podcast, kind of wrapped, and let's start signing off. So Ben, go ahead. Final thoughts and your web info.
All right. Final thoughts. October 1st, 2:15 Eastern time. Be there, be square. The Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel, and also in the Avalon Hill Discord, there will be the panel of special guests live reacting to everything that's been shown. If you don't want to see all these beautiful mugs, you can just tune into the YouTube live channel, so you don't got to see our faces. And like, who's the panel on the actual? The thing is like Craig, Chris, and Carmine, Patrick, Intergalactic Patrick.
Sometime maybe.
Yeah, and Bill.
Yeah, but they're gonna be actually on the Avalon Hill panel showing off the figures, and we're gonna be reacting to their hands and their yes, that's gonna look exactly like that.
What a panel, man! I can't wait.
It's been great.
But Frost Claws are awesome. Can't wait to see everything that they have in store for us. It's going to be a good time. Whether I'm there on Saturday morning or not, well, morning for me, but whether I'm there on Saturday morning or not, I will be there, not only in spirit, but I will be there on the Avalon Hill Discord, so I'll be there either way. I'm MK plus Ultra. I have been saying my Instagram wrong the whole time, but it's MK _plus_ Ultra. That is my Instagram. I've been doing updates daily whenever they've come out. All these pictures that you saw today and in past episodes of this podcast or on YouTube, the live stream, I've been posting them to my Instagram, so go check those out. Me and my brother, we do battle videos. We upload every week, weekly updates, weekly uploads of our battles on the MK plus Ultra YouTube channel. Just had a last one, Gladiatrons and Blastotrons versus Knights, and we have one coming up this weekend, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, and that's that.
Jeremy.
All right. So I'm just super excited. We got the sub faction within the faction, because they're calling the Clockwork Combine the whole faction, but now we got the Urson and the Vorid. And that's not everything, right? Like we still have, there was a bunch of sketches, especially like the early concept sketches that showed some stuff that we haven't seen models for. And yeah, we got a lot.
Yes,
and
sir.
I mean, they're just barely scratching. There's a tip the iceberg. But we're going to get the full iceberg. 2:15 Eastern Standard Time. The HasLab goes live 2:15 Eastern Standard Time. So let's get that thing funded as soon as possible, so we can get that Heroscape in our hands. We can be talking about it and play all sorts of matchups, because there's going to be so many different combinations just from playing Age of Annihilation itself. Like, with everything we've got in the past 2 months, yeah, that's a lot of play time just with that set alone. And then trying to combine that with the classic sets, like imagine what goes with what. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of game for the future. Super excited for that. But of course, the most important thing to me is the lore. So I'm excited to cover that as soon as we get all the information for that. And if you do want to hear anything lore related, I do run the channel, the SM Collate, which is a lore-based channel. You can go on my YouTube. I'm live on Twitch, and I also post on Twitter. I also have an Instagram as well, and it's all the SLM. So the _ESSALIM. You can find and get lore information that way. I do all sorts of lore stuff. And you can ask me lore questions. I get pinged all the time for that.
He's our lore guy. He's our lore guy.
Ours. We can't have him. It's ours.
What are you doing out of your dungeon?
Get back in there.
Get back in there.
Get back in there. Greg.
Throw me back in the library. Just like get back.
Jeremy's just going through like scrolls and just like these tattered documents, and he's just like in the dark with one lamp, like just going through all this volumes of information.
Yeah. I don't mind that. Like the monks of old.
Yes.
Like I literally pictured you wearing a robe too, so
Yeah.
it actually fit like a cloak, and you're just like.
Jimmy, where's your cosplay as a lore master for Halloween? Where is that?
I gotta work on it. Gotta find some stuff.
Mm.
Oh dear. Okay. Joe.
Well. Festering Honor Guard and the Ironclad Collective. Well, Ironclad Collective and now the Nemesis Warbrood.
Mhm.
But orange is Revna, is it not?
Yeah. Well, orange is
Okay.
Revna's color.
All right. Well, Revna, I bow down to you. You have my full allegiance. I'm sorry, Utkar. You can go by now. See you later. Get out of here. Not my favorite anymore. Because you and I share something so dear to me, and that is the color orange. And
Nice.
we are going to go forth into the future with not even just the color orange, but the two coolest factions and characters
Yeah.
I've seen so far.
She got some
Ironclad.
heavy
I
hitters.
love the Ironclad, and the Nemesis Warbrood are fantastic. Totally, I love this. Both their vibes.
Mhm.
I am so excited to get those in my palms and my hands, and I love horde armies, and I love big powerful machine things. You know, that's why I like the Morrow, and I love the Deathwalkers, and that's giving me both those vibes. So it's more of the same but different, and I love that. Polar bears, yup, that's Heroscape. More Heroscape. I love it. So exciting. And hey, the terrain stuff. I like my terrain. I want to build me some maps. Maybe we get some map editors. We get some of that going. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Virtual Escape 3.0. Who knows?
Yeah, we need to have
Only in the
something like that
future.
with these
Only in the
trains.
future. We only have to wait and see. And we only have to wait and see. What? 2 days? 1 day? The countdown. The final countdown is starting.
Yep.
October 1st. Just say it in your head, everyone. Just say October 1st,
October
2:15
1st.
p.m.
First.
That's when the world will explode.
No, don't say that. Then we don't get to see it.
Because it is the age of annihilation, Jeremy.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna get annihilated as the set
Yes.
drops.
Instead of
Heroscape
Yes.
finally comes back, and we don't get to enjoy it because
Yes.
you
It-
predicted the apocalypse.
Because like I said, that's what I'm saying. The world's going to end because it's the age of annihilation. We're being annihilated. It only makes perfect sense.
I got my spaceship. I'm going.
Craig and Chris are gonna press the button at the same time, hand on hand, boom, hand down on it. The HasLab is going live as soon as that stream goes, so go check it out, support it. I'm so excited to see the full tidal wave of fans on that page. I want to see whatever goal they have. I want to see surpass it. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
let's do it. Let's get it done.
Maybe what will happen was Joe Crazy's brain is going to explode, but the splash damage will reflect off all of us, so we'll all explode.
So maybe so it's just I'm just perishing. I'm just annihilated. Everyone else is gonna be fine. I'm sorry, maybe I get that wrong. I'm just being annihilated. That's fine. Okay. that
No,
makes sense.
splash damage. No, we're talking splash
Oh,
damage.
so it's splash damage. Okay, everyone roll one attack die. Okay. As soon as that happens, everyone have their
Yeah.
attack dies ready.
My brain's
I'm about
exploded.
to
Oh, mine
I'm about
too.
to
Not
7K
mine.
explode over here.
Let's all just have brains, just a handful of brains to where you just throw to our,
Spooky season. You gotta celebrate the
webcams,
zombies.
if we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Alright.
Well, That's because I am not crazy. I am Joe crazy. You can follow me on all the social medias. Just type it in, man. Just type it in. Joe crazy, one word, 3193, and I'll be there. You see the face? You see the picture? You see the symbol? I'm there. That's me.
No.
And only me. So go check it out. Press all the buttons. Right, Ryan? That's what you always like saying? Press all the buttons?
Press
I like
all the
that.
buttons, yeah.
Press all the buttons.
And I stole that from
Boop,
somebody.
boop, boop,
but
boop,
yes.
So,
Oh, did you?
Yes, I
Oh.
nice.
Press all the buttons except for the unsubscribe button.
Exactly.
Don't just press all the
Or-
buttons once.
or if you
'Cause
press
if you
the-
press it a second time, you might unlike it and unsubscribe it. So just be careful. Don't
Press
click
all
too
the
hard.
good buttons. Press all the positive
Do it-
buttons.
Do it gently.
That's what she said.
Do it gently.
So-
Massage it. Massage the buttons. Get them prepped. Anyway,
Positive buttons,
go ahead, Ryan.
Press. Okay.
Back to you. The Joe show's over.
Yes. Okay.
The Joe Show.
Undead Pick. I'm just gonna say a couple of these more comments for Undead Pick. Undead Pick. Again, thank you for commenting. Probably said that multiple times, but thank you. Says I love Heroscape because the Nemesis War Brood is Joe's favorite, but one of my least favorite. There's a little something for everyone. Absolutely. And
Hell
he also
yeah.
says, save your voice, Ryan, for Saturday. Your audience will probably get a lot bigger. Probably so, in the future. More interest picks up. Yeah, I'm thinking we'll probably gain audience as opposed to, as long as my rants don't go totally to where people just like this guy.
Oh, they're gonna love it. They're gonna love the rants. Come on.
But yes, we're not prepared, but you know what? Darn it, we're ready. So, with that, again, yes, just final thoughts. Yes, this Saturday, definitely come join us on Discord. Like, I'm gonna put links for people to join Discord, even if you're like, okay, I don't like Discord, I don't know Discord, I don't want to do Discord. Just do it for Saturday. Just come join us, to chat.
And then uninstall the app.
See us freak out for the little short of time that we're going to be like just totally bouncing off the wall over this thing, and then you don't have to go it again. Because I know I actually had a few people comment like, what do we do if we don't have a Discord? Just get it for
You
that
make
day.
one.
Just get it for that day, and then just
You sign up. It's completely free.
And then because best case scenario, if you're not on Discord, you'll just see a recording of what happens on YouTube some of the time, and we'll probably forward that as well. So with that, episode 7 of season 3 is I'm still working on special effects, but it is very close to being done. Once all the excitement of this weekend, kind of fades off, then we're gonna do a premiere for episode 7, and it's gonna be so worth the wait. The conclusion of this desert series is just gonna be a lot of fun. So with that,
Can't wait, Ryan.
yeah, no, I know. I can't wait either. I meant for this to be done like 4 weeks ago, and it's nowhere. It's not nowhere near I want to be. But you know what? That's the pains that filmmakers go through. So with that, we'll see you all definitely this Sunday when we talk more about Heroscape: Age of Annihilation on the ToV podcast, or those ToV Live. Thank you everybody for your support. Again, subscribe, press all those buttons in the positive way. Yes, that's what she said. And I am Ryan, Tales of Valhalla. You can find Tales of Valhalla on YouTube. We literally have hours of content of stop motion Heroscape animation, really fun stuff. Non-canon lore, but it's fun all the same. Dives into like the Airborne Elite as well as other characters within the Heroscape universe. Come take a watch, and as soon as you start watching, you're gonna be like, I gotta watch the rest of this, and it's just you'll be watching it while you play Heroscape, because that's what some people do. They've told me. So, with that, I'll end this by saying, you have a purpose in your life. Find it, pursue it, live it, and we'll see you guys this weekend. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fun. Heroscape is back. It is dang back. Dang back. Wow.
Full force.
Yeah.
Get ready. Full force.
Get ready, because I don't think we even can comprehend yet what they have planned. This is years in the making. I know this is a long finish, but this is years in the making, people.
Now that's what she said.
This is... Joe. Okay. Yes, but no, it's going to be great. And like I said, they haven't like we've all said they haven't scratched the surface yet. And even what they show on Saturday won't scratch the surface, but it's still going to blow our minds. So look forward to it. Look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday and Sunday. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
See you.